Hello, welcome back to Bible Stories with Mom. Today, my mom will come and read us another story from the Bible. Today, we'll be reading all about when Joshua and the Israelites crossed the Jordan and made it closer to the Promised Land. Are you excited to find out what will happen in this story? Well, then, let's begin.
Hi, boys and girls. Welcome back to another story time. I am very excited today to continue the story with Joshua. But before we begin, let's do a quick recap. God told Joshua to be strong and courageous. And we can remember that that means brave. The people agreed to listen to Joshua and they encouraged Joshua to be brave. Then he sent two men to spy out the land of Jericho. The king found out that the spies were there, but Rahab hid them. The spies made a promise to Rahab that they would save her and her family alive when God gave them the land. And she let them down through the window with a red cord. And they told her to put that red cord in the window. They went back to the camp and told Joshua all that had happened. And that's it. That was our last story. So let's find out what Joshua will do next. Our story for today is Crossing Jordan. Wow. So they're going across the Jordan River. Can you think about how they will get across Jordan River? Will they build a bridge? Will they make a very big boat? What do you think they will do? Let's read the story and find out. All right, let's begin. Joshua rose early in the morning and he took the children of Israel from Shittim and journeyed to Jordan. They lodged there before they passed over. It came to pass after 3 days that the officers commanded the people, saying, when ye see the ark of the covenant of the Lord your God, and the priests, the Levites, bearing it, then he shall remove from your place and go after it. Yet there shall be a space between you and it, about 2,000 cubits by measure. Come not near unto it, that he may know the way by which he must go, for he have not passed this way before. Wow. So the people are getting ready to cross the Jordan River. Even though they have been in the wilderness for 40 years, this area where they're going, they have never been there before. So they need directions. But God is the one that is leading them. And so they have to follow the Ark of the Covenant, right? Can you imagine that you've never been somewhere before and someone is showing you the way to go, but you go in front of them and you're leading the way? you would get lost, right? But if someone is showing you where to go, you would need to be behind them so that you can see where they're leading, right? So, this is what the officer is telling the people: stay behind and look where the ark is going and follow it. That's good instructions, right? I hope they listen. All right, let's keep reading. Joshua said unto the people, sanctify yourselves, for tomorrow the Lord will do wonders among you. Wow, wonder what the Lord is going to do. Let's read on and find out. Joshua also spoke unto the priests, saying, take up the ark of the covenant and pass over before the people. And they took up the ark of the covenant and they went before the people. And the Lord said unto Joshua, this day will I begin to magnify thee in the sight of all Israel, that they may know that as I was with Moses, so I will be with thee. And thou shalt command the priest that bear the ark of the covenant, saying, when he are come to the brink of the water of Jordan, he shall stand still in Jordan. What? They shall stand still in Jordan? That sounds a bit scary. Jordan is deep. Hmm. Let's read on and find out more. And Joshua said unto the children of Israel, come hither and hear the word of the Lord your God. And Joshua said, hereby he shall know that the living God is among you, and that he will drive out from before you the Canaanites, the Hittites, the Hivites, the Perizzites, the Girgashites, the Amorites, and the Jebusites. Wow, those are a lot of people. That's why the people were scared before, because there were lots of people living in the land where they're going. But Joshua is telling them, do not be afraid, because God will drive them out. Wow. I'm excited to find out more. Let's read on. Behold, the ark of the covenant of the Lord of all the earth passeth over before you into Jordan. Therefore, take you 12 men out of the tribes of Israel, out of every tribe a man. Do you think you could remember the names of the 12 tribes? Let's give it a try. We have Benjamin, Judah, Reuben, Naphtali, Dan, Issachar, Zebulun, Simeon, Gad, Asher, Ephraim, and Manasseh. Yes, we did it. Those are the 12 tribes of Israel. So Joshua needed 12 men, one from each tribe. Wonder what they're going to do. Let's read on and find out. Then Joshua continued to speak to the people and said, and it shall come to pass, as soon as the feet of the priests that bear the ark of the Lord rest in the water of Jordan, that the waters of Jordan shall be cut off from the waters that come down from above, and they shall stand upon a heap. Wow! So, just like God did when he parted the Red Sea with Moses, God will part this river Jordan so the people can pass over on dry land. Wow, this is exciting. And the people removed from their tents to pass over Jordan, with the priests bearing the ark of the covenant going before the people. As they that bear the ark were come unto Jordan, and the feet of the priests that bear the ark were dipped in the brim of the water, for Jordan overfloweth all his bank. Wow, so the water is always flowing so heavily and it's coming over, right? That the water which came down from above stood and rose up on a heap very far from the city, that those that came down towards the sea of the plain, even the salt sea, failed and were cut off, and the people passed over right against Jericho. Wow, this is amazing. So, as soon as the priest's feet touched the water, it rolled away and it created a path that the people could walk on dry land. God is amazing. Wow. The priests that bear the ark of the covenant of the Lord stood firm on dry ground in the midst of Jordan, and all the Israelites passed over on dry ground until all the people were passed clean over Jordan. Wow, that's amazing. This is similar to how the people walked on dry land when they crossed the Red Sea. And can you tell me two differences that you can see from when God parted the Red Sea with Moses and now when he parts River Jordan? I notice that Moses lifted up his hand and the wind blew, then the Red Sea was parted. But at Jordan, the priest put his feet in the water. And the second thing that I notice is that the priest had to stand in the midst of Jordan until all the people pass. Wow. All right, let's keep reading and find out more. And it came to pass when all the people were clean passed over Jordan that the Lord spake unto Joshua, saying, take you 12 men out of the people, out of every tribe a man, and command them, saying, take you hence out of the midst of Jordan, where the priest's feet stood firm, 12 stones. And he shall carry them over with you and leave them in the place where he shall lodge this night. Oh, so these 12 men should pick up each a stone. So there will be 12 stones. I can imagine that these stones must be big and heavy. I wonder what they will do with these stones. Let's keep reading and find out. Then Joshua called the 12 men whom he had prepared of the children of Israel out of every tribe. And Joshua said unto them, Pass over before the ark of the Lord your God into the midst of Jordan, and take you up every man of you a stone upon his shoulder, that this may be a sign among you, that when your children ask their fathers in time to come, saying, what mean he by these stones? Then he shall answer them that the waters of Jordan were cut off before the ark of the covenant of the Lord when it passed over Jordan. The waters of Jordan were cut off, and these stones shall be for a memorial unto the children of Israel forever. Children love to ask questions like, where are we going? Are we there yet? What's for dinner? Do you ask your parents lots of questions? Well, while I am reading the story, I ask you questions. And while you're watching the story, you can ask your parents questions about the story, right? Because questions are good. You can learn more by asking questions. So here, Joshua is telling the people that when their children see these pile of stone, they will ask, why are these stones here? What are they here for? And they will have to explain to the children that it's there for a memorial. But what is a memorial? Let's find out. A memorial is something that is used to remind people of an event. So they will use these rocks to remind them of how God parted the river Jordan and they were able to pass over on dry land. Have you ever used something to remind you of a certain event that was happening in your life? Well, I have pictures of my sons to remind me of the special day that God brought them into this world. Something that you could do is maybe put a mark on your calendar to remind you of the day you invited Jesus into your heart. Or you could take a picture on the day of your baptism so that you can remember that special moment in your life. And those are two good ideas, don't you think? Yes. All right, let's keep reading and find out more. And the children of Israel did so as Joshua commanded, and took up 12 stones out of the midst of Jordan, as the Lord spake unto Joshua, and carried them over with them unto the place where they lodged. So that's the place that they will be staying, right? Where they will be sleeping. Joshua also set up 12 stones in the midst of Jordan, in the place where the feet of the priests which bear the ark stood, and they are there unto this day. So they took 12 stones out of River Jordan to make a pile, and they put 12 stones in River Jordan to make a pile. Wow, that's amazing. The priests which bear the ark stood in the midst of Jordan until everything was finished. Wow, that's a really long time. All the people passed over. They took the stones out. They put stones in. Wow. Do you think the priest's hands were tired from holding the ark for such a long time? I don't think they were tired. I think God gave them the strength to hold the ark and to stand there for a long time, right? God is amazing and he's able to do things that seems impossible, right? All right, let's keep reading and find out what they will do next. The people hastened and passed over, and the children of Reuben and the children of Gad and half the tribe of Manasseh passed over armed before the children of Israel. About 40,000 prepared for war passed over before the Lord unto battle. Wow. So, do you remember the 2.5 tribes that will be living on the other side of Jordan? Remember, they made a vow to pass over to help the children of Israel to fight for their land, right? It's a lot of people that have passed over ready to fight. Wow, that's amazing. And it came to pass when all the people were clean passed over that the Lord spoke unto Joshua, saying, command the priests that bear the ark of the testimony that they come out of Jordan. Wow. It's time for them to come out. Oh, wow. Maybe they can rest now, right? Joshua therefore commanded the priests, saying, come up out of Jordan. And it came to pass when the priests that bear the ark of the covenant of the Lord were come up out of the midst of Jordan, and the sole of the priest's feet were lifted up onto the dry land, that the water of Jordan returned unto their place and flowed over all his banks. Wow. So as soon as the priest came out of the water and stood on the shores, then the water went back into its place and flowed over as it usually do. On that day, the Lord magnified Joshua in the sight of all Israel, and they feared him as they feared Moses all the days of his life. Wow. So God showed the people that he is with Joshua as he was with Moses. And so the people had respect for Joshua throughout all the time that Joshua was leading them. That is amazing. And the people came up out of Jordan on the 10th day of the first month and encamped in Gilgal in the east border of Jericho. And those 12 stones which they took out of Jordan did Joshua pitched in Gilgal. And he spoke unto the children of Israel, saying, when your children shall ask their fathers in time to come, saying, what mean these stones? Then he shall let your children know, saying, Israel came over this Jordan on dry land, for the Lord your God dried up the waters of Jordan from before you, until he were passed over, as the Lord your God did to the Red Sea, which he dried up from before us, until we were gone over, that all the people of the earth might know the hand of the Lord, that it is mighty, that he might fear the Lord your God forever. Wow. So Joshua wants the people to keep talking about how wonderful and how mighty our God is, because when they tell their children, then those children, when they grow up, will tell their children. And if they keep telling their children and their grandchildren, then they will know how mighty God is, right? And they will serve Him and love Him with all their hearts. Wow, this is amazing. I love this story. Do you love this story? I hope you did, because that's the end of our story for today. I wonder where they will be going next. Join me on the next video to find out what they will do next. This story reminds me about the importance of having faith. But what is faith? Have you heard this word before? Let's find out what it means. Faith means to completely believe without seeing what someone says, or to trust in anything before you first see what it can do. Let's take, for example, a boy who had a big test to complete in school. And on that test, there was one question, a question so hard that he couldn't figure out what the right answer was. That might have been a math question, right? What would you do if you were in this situation? Well, this boy asked God to help him to decide which answer to choose. And God showed him which one to choose. Then he was convinced in his heart that he was making the right choice, no longer doubting he was wrong. Later, he found out that the right answer was the one that God put into his mind. That is an example of having faith in God, because he did not know what the answer was, but he chose to believe in God, and God helped him to make the right choice. Just like the children of Israel, they had faith in God. They believed God's words and put their feet into the water without fearing they would stumble or drown. And because they trusted in God, the water parted and they walked on dry land. God is almighty. He can do everything that seems impossible to us. So let us always put our faith in Him, because what He says is always true, and what He says, He will do. God bless you. Thank you so much for listening. See you next time. Bye. Okay, boys and girls, do you know what's next? Let's find out. Question time. That's right. It's question time. Let's answer some questions from our story. The answers are true or false. And the true mean yes, that's right. And false mean no, that's not right. Got it? Okay, let's start with our first question. The people crossed the Nile River. Is that true or is it false? Let's check. That's false. The people crossed the Jordan River. All right, next question. God will drive out the Canaanites out of the land. Is that true or is it false? Ready for the answer? It's true. Yes, God will drive the Canaanites out of the land. Question 3. The priests held the ark while standing in the midst of River Jordan. True or false? That's true. Yes. Question 4. God is one of the 12 tribes of Israel. Hope you remember the names of the tribes. Let's check. That's true. Hope you got it right. Question 5. 12 men from each tribe carried a stone. Is that true or is it false? Think about it. Let's check that answer. It's false. One man from each tribe carried a stone. Not 12. That one was tricky, right? All right, last question. The 12 stones were for the children to play with. Is that true or is it false? Let's check. That's false. That's not right. The 12 stones were for a memorial to remind them of what God did. Wow, that was some good questions. Thank you so much for answering the questions with me. I hope you had fun. Okay, boys and girls, it's game time. Are you wondering what game we will play today? Let's find out. Unscramble the words. Let's get some instructions for the game. Move the letters around to find out the word. One of the picture at the top tells what the word is. Let's give it a try. Oh, wait, a note. Unscramble the word quickly because when the turtle gets to the end of the page, that means time is up. Okay, let's begin. First word. Is it stone? Is it toes? Is it a snake? Or is it nose? What do you think? Time is up. The answer is stone. Let's try another one. Is it a rat? Is it an ox? Or is it the ark? What do you think? Time is up. The answer? Ark. That was easy, right? Let's try another one. Walrus, watermelon. What do you think this word is? Let's find out. Oh, water. Let's try another one. Piano. Maybe popcorn? No, that sounds silly. There's no Oh. What is it? Let's find out. Priest. Yes, the priest bear the ark. All right, let's try one more. Is it 30? Is it a whale? How about a well? Time is up. It's 12. 12 is the right answer. That was a good game. Good job. I hope you were able to get some of the answers right. Thank you so much for playing with me. This was fun. All right, don't forget, join us for a song. Goodbye. See you next time.
Faith is